If you were really holistic, then why would you get dentures? Hey friend, I don't even know how to start this conversation, honestly, because this topic has been sitting heavy on me for a while now. Not because I'm ashamed of needing dentures, but because I'm struggling with what dentures represent for me as someone who has spent years trying to live as naturally as possible. And I know some people are going to hear that and think, oh, if you were really holistic, then why would you get dentures? Or, why are you overthinking it? Just get the dentures. And some are like, well, your hair isn't natural. But that's exactly my point. People think things are black and white, natural or medical, holistic or intervention, trust the body or modern medicine. Real life doesn't work like that, especially when you're living in a body that's struggling. And I want to talk about this because I cannot be the only one walking through something like this, feeling mentally torn in half. But here's the truth. I've spent years learning about herbs and nutrition and natural healing, ancestral practices, trying to lower toxins and microplastics where I can, trying to support my body instead of constantly fighting against it. And now, suddenly, I'm sitting here preparing to wear acrylic teeth in my mouth and use these adhesives every single day, forever. And that's a really strange thing to emotionally process when you've built your life around the idea of reducing unnecessary exposure wherever possible. Again, yes, my hair is one of the 20% that I allow. This is not me saying dentures are bad. This is not me shaming anyone with dentures. This is not me fear-mongering. This is me being honest about the internal conflict that can happen when your ideals and your reality collide. Because I've researched everything. And honestly, I wish I hadn't. I started reading about acrylic materials, microplastics, and its wear over time, inflammation studies, the way tiny particles can accumulate in your body, especially the heart. And the heart complications run in my family heavily. My brain immediately went into panic mode, especially starting this journey so young. Because when you live a holistic lifestyle, you become very aware of what enters your body. Then I started looking into implants. And everybody acts like implants are the better option. Except implants are titanium. And what many people don't realize is titanium can and often does contain trace amounts of nickel. I'm allergic to nickel. So now I'm sitting here thinking, okay, acrylic dentures scare me. Metal implants scare me. Ceramic options do exist, but they probably cost more than my house. Suddenly you realize there's no perfect answer. That was honestly one of the hardest parts for me emotionally. Realizing there is no completely natural, perfect solution here at all. And I think that realization shattered something in me because I realized how often people in holistic spaces accidentally fall into perfectionism disguised as wellness. Like if we just try hard enough, eat clean enough, detox enough, buy enough organic things, then maybe we could avoid the hard realities. I don't know what I just heard. But sometimes life still happens. Sometimes we still struggle. And sometimes genetics, stress, pregnancy, trauma, even your finances, health issues all collide at once. And sometimes survival and quality of life matter too. That's been one of the biggest lessons in this entire journey for me. Because avoiding intervention is not healing. Sometimes intervention is the thing that allows healing to happen. And I've had to really sit with that. Because, let's be honest, not having teeth, it affects everything. The way you eat, the way you speak, the way you smile, the way you see yourself, the way you socialize, and also the way your nervous system responds around people. People underestimate how deeply dental health affects mental health, especially for women and mothers, for people already carrying years of stress and trauma around their entire bodies. That's where emotion code comes in, by the way. There have been days during this journey where I have barely recognized myself emotionally. And it's not just because vanity is the issue. Your smile is connected to your identity, expression, communication, confidence, safety. And when that changes suddenly, it shakes something inside of you. Then on top of all of that, you add on to your holistic guilt. That little voice inside your body that is like, but what about all the chemicals? What about the plastics? What about the toxins? What about inflammation? Honestly, I had to ask myself a much bigger question. What's more inflammatory, the dentures, or living in constant states of stress, malnourishment, pain, insecurity, isolation, and nervous system dysregulation because I cannot properly function? That question changed a lot in me because holistic living is supposed to support life, not trap us inside of fear. And I think somewhere along the way, a lot of us became terrified of every single imperfect thing. Now, do I still care about supporting my body? Absolutely. Very much. I still plan to support my body in every way that I can, and not from a place of obsession, maybe like it once was, but a place of nourishment. And there is a huge difference. I'm personally taking on things like mineral-rich herbs, supporting pathways naturally, nervous system regulation through herbs, and deep nourishment by getting enough protein. Again, hydration, that's big. Restoring my ability to eat properly, that would be great. And there are herbs while working with that will help, like purple dead nettle and other mineral-rich herbs, supportive plants that help with the nervous system. Not because they'll magically erase all of these problems, but because I believe the body deserves support while going through all of these difficult things. That's the difference. Support, not perfection. Honestly, this journey has humbled me a lot. It made me realize that being holistic should never mean judging people for needing help. Whether that's dentures, medications, surgeries, therapy, which I've always been for, mobility aids, whatever it is. Sometimes people are doing the best they can with the body and resources they have. And I think we need more compassion around that, especially online. Because social media has created this illusion that there is always a perfect toxic-free solution available if you just try harder. But many of us are making decisions while balancing finances, pain, children, survival, mental health, and pure exhaustion. Real life is exhausting and not always what we expect. And I think more people need permission to admit that from themselves. Honestly, I think one of the most healing things for me has been realizing I don't need to abandon my beliefs to accept help. I can still love herbs. I can still very much value my natural living. I can still care about ingredients. I can still support my body naturally. You can too. So while I'm also acknowledging that I need dentures, these things can exist together. And maybe that's what true holistic living actually is. It's not purity, it's not perfection, it's not fear, but learning how to support the whole person through reality. I'm shaking. Even messy reality. Grieving, expensive, uncomfortable. Reality is reality, and we have to work through it. So if you're someone who's struggling through this with your own version of this, whether it's dentures or health issues, medical decisions, or feeling like your body has betrayed you somehow, I just want you to know you're not failing because you need help. And I've been there too, and I am constantly there at points of my journey. You're not less natural, you're not weak, you're not broken, you are human. And sometimes healing looks very different than we imagined. But anyways, that is where my mind has been lately, and honestly, I'd really like to hear your thoughts on this, because I know this conversation is bigger than dentures. It's really about learning how to hold on to both things at once, trusting the body while also accepting support when the body needs help. We often don't allow outside support. So please, like and subscribe, and comment below if you want to hear more about my herbal experiences. And I thank you again.